Before lettuce felled thousands, a cilantro-linked Cyclospora outbreak sickened New Yorkers. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Food Safety Deep Dive. Today we're looking at an outbreak that began in Brooklyn and soon drew national attention, all tied to a herb you probably use every day, cilantro. It's a reminder of how a tiny parasite can stir up a city's culinary community. In the summer, New York City's health department was facing a second, smaller cluster of cyclosporiasis cases. Cyclosporiasis is a parasitic intestinal illness that can cause explosive diarrhea and other gastric distress, and it can hide in your system for up to 2 weeks before symptoms appear. That makes tracing the culprit a real challenge. Heina Wechter, the team lead for enteric disease in the City Health Department's Bureau of Communicable Disease, explains, people may not put 2 and 2 together that it was something I ate 2 weeks ago that got me sick. Once the parasite incubates, patients need to realize they're ill, seek care, get diagnosed, get reported weeks of timeline before the detective work actually begins. When those delays combine with the fact that New York City has 28,000 restaurants and 17,000 food retailers, reconstructing what someone ate gets even more complicated. Wechter told reporters that investigators guide patients through a detailed dietary history, asking about every market, every grocery store trip, and trying to jog the patient's memory. They look for common factors, and then they investigate potential sources at restaurants. By April, the department had identified a single Brooklyn restaurant as the common link for a cluster of cyclosporiasis cases. Though the city declined to name the establishment, every patient had eaten guacamole or salsa that contained cilantro. The investigation then moved to that kitchen, where the Office of Environmental Investigations spoke to the manager and food handlers, reviewing preparation practices for menu items that included cilantro. When you think of cilantro, you might picture fresh, green herbs topping tacos, burritos, or a fresh salad. The issue here, however, is that the herb was raw, and raw herbs can carry parasites from contaminated condom. In a citywide context, the problem gets even larger. This year alone, the city has diagnosed 442 cases of cyclosporiasis, more than double the average of 216 cases for an entire year during the 2019-2024 period. The spread expands beyond the single restaurant. Health officials say the larger outbreak involved iceberg lettuce that sickened thousands across the country. The CDC is still tracking cases unrelated to the lettuce, but the focus remains on pinpointing sources. Each case cluster, whether linked to lettuce or cilantro, adds a piece of evidence to the larger puzzle of how contamination moves through the global food supply. From farm fields to grocery shelves to kitchen counters, the life cycle of a parasite is complex. And it is not just a matter of identifying a single point of contamination. It's about reinforcing proper sanitation, ensuring that all food handlers follow their protocols, and providing consumers with the knowledge to make safe choices. When a parasite Candida infiltrate the typical dish that feeds millions, the stakes are high for both public health and the culinary industry. So next time you're slathering on salsa or Worcester's freshly whisked cilantro, remember the work that goes on behind the scenes to keep your meals safe. And if you've been ill after a meal, consider reaching out to your local health department. It's a small action that can help them track down a hidden source and protect others. Thanks for tuning in today. Stay curious about what's on your plate and stay safe. Catch you next time.